Hi guys, it's Mike with another King Arthur Legends Rise video. Today we're going to talk about some of the progress we made yesterday. And I did want to apologize. I was editing my last video and I filmed it at night. I was pretty tired and my wife was sleeping. So it felt very unanimated and kind of dry, but there was a lot of great stuff that we did that day. So I was like, well, I'm going to post it anyway. And it is what it is. But today we're going to kind of review some of that stuff. We're also made some huge gains on different characters. So we're going to start talking about that. And then we do also have some summons to pull and see if we can add to the account. So stick around. We'll get right into it. So starting with some gains on some characters, we actually have gotten our Awakening level 6 star for a handful of characters at this point, including Nika and Cormac and Morgan, but also Rosier and Kay. And then we are working towards, where's he at? Bedivere. So I've been trying to get, we're 2 away, and this dungeon is, or this favorite dungeon is open today, so we are going to get those 2, get him to 5 star. I think you need 80 gold statues to get him to 6 star, so that's probably not going to happen this time around. But when the favorite dungeon opens back up on Sunday, hopefully I can get in there and get him knocked out. The stat gains I've been getting from doing this has been pretty good, although I have also been running through relics, and that's been making quite a bit of change there. So you can see on Rosier's Flame Relic, I'm on level 54, fully awakened, which has been awesome. And then I am working towards getting those skill ups. So I did get one more skill up here with the bleed rate plus 10%, which has been very helpful. So I'm trying to kind of press those things on in the relics that I know I'm going to be using long term. On Morgan's Flame Relic, I was able to get one more stat right here. Trying to get closer to this attack gauge decrease with 10%. That's going to help her with her crowd control. And on Cormac, I was super fortunate and got 2 rolls in his big hit. Got an extra 60% damage, but there's still 60% on the table. So I am trying to start pressing on there now that I am farming books for Master of Apocalypse with my Guinevere team that we put together yesterday. So it's been pretty exciting to see these changes. With Sergius, again, trying to get that roll in the A3. Also, just getting him faster was a huge win. I could actually try to get this right now. I think I was waiting for Morgan for these flame books, but I'm sitting here, I've got the gold, I barely have the gold. Let's go ahead and see if we can get that 3rd roll. That is amazing. So that just, as attack gauge charges, an extra 10%. So instead of 50, I'm up to 60%. So that's going to be a significant win, especially in the Stormcat and some of the things where speed is crucial. In the Forbidden Dungeon, I did press on all the way to level 92. This is the one where you have 4 Khaliqs and you have to get them all stunned or some sort of crowd control on them, or they revive each other. So I did build a Khaliq because he's got the binding, root binding, as well as my Merlin, but I just am not quite there. So I ended up simming through it. That does reset in 6 hours, so it will reset on the day with the new season. But last time I think I got to level 70 or something like that. So pressing on to 92 was a big win. I hate to see these guys sit there and I don't get to pick them up, but getting to 92, I'm going to say was success. I expect to beat the normal Forbidden Dungeon on the next season, get all the way through level 100, and then try my luck in hard and see if I can make any headway there. But not too bad for the my second Forbidden Dungeon. On Master of Apocalypse Cromcroc, I did run out of tickets to finish out on our progress video, but went through Master of Apocalypse Stage 10. It doesn't seem to be 100% farm, but it's pretty close. So I am farming on Stage 10 at this point with that Guinevere change and with the updates to my Nika. Nika's heals have been insane since I did the recovery boost, and I really want to move forward more and more. I also have all the awakening opportunities to get here on Nika as well, which will give her added HP and defense, make her more durable, as well as increase those heals also. So that'll be a big win once I get there, but right now I'm working on Morgan and they're using the same stuff. So I got to get Morgan dialed in. You can see I get these 60s down here, which I haven't had, so that's pretty exciting. Haven't even started on Guinevere, so that's probably why she's dying all the time. But the other 3 of them seem to get through it most of the time, so it works out pretty good. But I am farming those books and starting to get some of those skills upgraded on my champions. Another huge win that came through on the account is I did get Rosier's Chivalry to level 8. This one here is pretty big because it enhances her fresh Crimson Blood to Bloody Frenzy, where she has a 100% chance to inflict bleed on a single enemy for 1 turn when attacking. So anytime she's running an attack, she's going to get that bleed. And if the target has bleed, increases duration of all dot effects inflicted on the enemy by 1 turn. So if you're running her with Lancelot or Anguish or somebody else that's doing dot damage, she's going to be increasing all of those dot effects on those bosses, as long as you're getting more than 1 turn in advance, which is if you're speeding her up with Morgan or speeding her up with Sergius and slowing them down with Morgan, she's probably going to go 2, 3, maybe even 4 times as often as the boss, and so she's going to be able to stack these up in a major way. So that was an absolute huge win on the account, getting her all the way up to Chivalry level 8. But these adjustments have really added up on my champions and made a lot of content that was a little bit shaky way smoother, and just makes it, 100%. Like Gorgo's 10 now, I would lose occasionally. Now it's not even close. Just roll right through it, and I haven't even really optimized my teams across the dungeons yet. I'm just trying to beat all the dungeons so then I can go back and try to find faster ways to do it. I do appreciate all the recommendations on my Aldry video. Everybody's like, hey, Accolone is the best heal disruptor. You should just build them, and I should just build them. You're all right. I for whatever reason, I'm just reluctant to build them. I just want to put my resources into champions I'm more excited about. I feel like I probably should be excited about them, but I'm just not. So at some point I'm sure I will build him, but right now I'm trying to get the 6 stars on all my legendary characters, as well as the rares that I'm using a little more frequently. So he's on the agenda, but I haven't quite got there yet. But I do appreciate those suggestions, so thank you. If we jump into our item bag here, we can take a look at what we got. I did finish completely the mission on adventure mode, and I thought this was a guaranteed legendary. It's not. It's probably going to be a rare. But we did get that on the account. We also have these guys from the daily logins, as well as quite a few summons for relics. And then we're going to sit tight because we're actually resetting today for potentially a new champion. And then we're going to have these 32 to pull here as well. And then also the 20 normals. Now these are becoming a little less exciting for me because almost all of my champions that are, if we scroll back all the way over here, my chivalry levels are almost 10 across the board. So you see I have just a handful of commons and uncommons that I need, and everybody else is chivalry level 10, which means I'm going to be able to sell those tokens and start accruing those other currencies, so I can buy characters that I do want and start moving these rares up as well. Potentially legendaries, but I think my goal is to kind of get all the rare chivalry level 10. It should be a lot faster, and then from there, every time I pull, all those get fed up into those tokens where I can get to my legendaries chivalry as well, which I think will be a big win. But it's just a matter of kind of working towards it. But let's go ahead and jump in here, see if we get anything good. We'll start with these because we never get anything good here. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but as far as relics go across the board, there's a handful of rares that I'm missing one of their relics. And I don't even know if there's any of the common or uncommon relics that I'm missing. I think I have them all at this point, so that is pretty exciting too. Also accruing those as a currency and kind of making some headway there. So I don't know that I've ever actually got a legendary from one of these, but today could be the day. It is not the day. That is banned. Not a bad champion. I haven't really used him in a lot of places, but I've heard some good things. I have actually heard with Bodwin being able to do his damage dispersion, where he spreads damage amongst your team, especially for high single target enemies. It has been very beneficial for a lot of teams, so I do want to spend a little more time on Bodwin. It's funny because I didn't want to build him because I thought if I got Guinevere, I'd never need him. But now seeing some of the other stuff he does, it's like, oh man, maybe I really do want to build Bodwin. So I got quite a few people on the list that I want to get to, but we're not quite there yet. So on the upgraded summons, we do have 112, but again, this is resetting today, and then hopefully we're getting a new character. I have not seen anything. I'm not really plugged into the Discord and getting, anything advanced notice, so I learned with you guys on reset after the 2 or 4 hour update that goes on, and then we get to see the new character that comes in. So I'm pretty excited about whatever happens next. I have been fighting the urge to pull for Iwarit. Her first chivalry is actually pretty good, and I don't have it. So it was like, well, maybe I should pull for her, maybe I shouldn't. But I do like having these guys stacked up. In the event we get maybe 2 rate-up champions that are brand new, I could have a chance at both of them instead of just one, which could be something that hits the game. I'm not entirely sure if they've ever done that before, but I know they have done obviously 2 rate-up summons at the same time, but I don't think they were new characters. But we're gonna go ahead and jump into let's warm up. Let's warm up a little bit. We're gonna get the summons here for the regular summons. Like I said, there's only a handful of characters that I need to get memory stones for to get them topped off, so this is probably not going to do it here. Let's see if we got any. Hey, so we did actually get a couple of commons there, so that was a great pull. We're going to go with 10 more here. The struggle with the commons and uncommons, you just need so many copies to get their chivalries up, and then as you start to do it, it takes a lot of gold, which is probably a bonehead move, to be honest, having chivalry level 10 of people I probably won't use for a very long time. But once it's done, and then I can move on, so that's kind of cool. Let's jump into the Storm Relics here. We are not going to hit Pity today, unfortunately, but we might get lucky. I would love to see Morgan's Storm Relic. I'm trying to think who else would be really good in here. There's a lot of relics just in general. I'm trying to get them all, so if I don't have it and it's new, I'm excited about it, but I know Morgan's Storm Relic is actually really strong, so I would love to have that on the account. So we got rare. So let's see, we got 3 rares. All right, we'll take it. See if any of these guys are new for us. They are not. So we're gonna go ahead and sell all of those. That's gonna be a lot of currency coming in. I think we already have 52,000, so we can buy a legendary relic already. But we can start working on the next one. So that's pretty good. 2 rares. All right, like not one rare. And none of them are new. All right, so getting to a point in the game where it's kind of harder to get the stuff that you don't have, which is kind of exciting because I'm only, 2 months in or something like that. I do want to do a video regarding the state of the game and how I feel about my account now that I've played for this long and I've technically beaten it, I guess. But I do, hey, we got a new one there for, I think that's Hector, if I remember correctly. So that's pretty exciting. But I was talking with my brother about all the things that I have left to do in the game, such as Forbidden Dungeon, such as faster runs. There's plenty of dungeons I haven't got stage 10 complete yet. Obviously, I haven't maxed out my characters yet. And then I haven't really jumped into Podarge yet either. So there's quite a few things that are still very engaging, and I'm still working towards getting better and better teams and getting stronger and stronger. I have a lot of headway to move up in arena. Obviously the clan wars and stuff like that are always beneficial to kind of get your teams, put them up against other players and see how they do. So all good things there, and I'm excited to log into the game every day. I'm still having a great time with the game. But here we have a guaranteed after 40 pulls, so we are not going to hit Pity here either. Hopefully we get a little bit of mercy at some point. They say, you're pulling all these things, you're not hitting Pity. We're going to go ahead and give you a legendary. Not this time. All right. More than 1 rare? No rares for you, says the game. Let's see if we got a new one. We did not. Sarah's Frost Relic, so that's pretty good. Let's see if we can jump in here. And, hey, there we go. All right, so we're in the Frost. I'm trying to think who would be an amazing Frost relic that I don't have. I'm drawing a blank right now as far as Frost relics I could be excited about. We're going to go ahead. We're going to skip because the animations on these are silly. Lot. Okay. I don't know if this is the one he starts with or not. So let's check that out. But that is, it is not new for me. So that's the one he starts with. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. All right. Well, we got a new, or not new, we got a legendary relic. So we can't complain too much. We'll sell that back into the shop and get tokens for it. Unfortunately, that's his starting relic. So that's kind of a bummer. It's kind of a bummer. We must have recently just reset. Oh yeah, we got Merlin's flame relic on that last video. So we reset pity on that. We got 30 summons to do today. So we're gonna have to get lucky. I don't know if we can ask for more luck than that. We didn't have to go to pity on the frost relic, so they're probably gonna send us all the way there here. So we got this guy. Let's see what we got. Cormac on the flame. The frost relic for Cormac is where it's at. Although, hey, all my damage dealers tend to be frost, so it'd be good to get some damage dealers that are not, and that's kind of why I want to build Iwarit and also Anya. Coming back to flame, I'm trying to think who. Well, I mean, Lot's flame clearly we don't have, so hopefully we get something like that. I don't know if it's any good or not. So we did get the flame relic there. Let's see who it is. It is Gawain. I'm pretty confident that's the one he starts with, which is unfortunate. Nope, that is new. Okay, so that is new on the account there, so we can take a peek at that one and see what it does to Gawain's kit. I could have, like, he's heat and day and all the stuff. It's kind of weird he's not flame, so that could be actually a pretty good pull now that I'm thinking about it, because he does a lot of single target damage if you build him right. And now with the flame relic, that would be a good flame single target damage dealer. That can do some damage for me, because all my DPS is frost right now, which is a little bit frustrating, especially when you're looking at like Podarge's Sanctuary, where she does extra damage against frost affinity, so you really need something else in there to help you get along in there. So no new ones there, so that's what we got on that. Let's jump over and take a quick peek at that relic and see what it does for the account. So Gawain here does start with the Storm relic. And then on this, we're looking at attacks all enemies 2 times. So that is actually AoE damage, 108. Looks like it can hit pretty hard. On the A2 here, attacks all enemies 2 times. So again, an AoE damage. I didn't realize that he had double AoE. I thought he was single target. So that's good news for me to find out. Attack one enemy 3 times. So that's a single target on this A1. As we move over to the Fire Relic, attacks one enemy 2 times, a significantly harder hit, but it's only one enemy, and has the chance to inflict Burning Sun when hit while the weather is day and heat, 100% chance to remove a buff. So that could be pretty cool. I'm trying to think of places like the dragon comes to mind, you know, Weisklag, with all those buffs he stacks up. Attacks all enemies 3 times. Total damage is 72%, so it's kind of soft on the hit. It will book up. 50% chance to inflict burn on the last hit. So it almost turns him a little bit into like Lancelot, but I think Lancelot can hit 2 burns. I think he's got a 50% chance on the last 2 hits. But this is a great way to get AoE dot damage going on there. If the weather is day, 50% chance to inflict Scorching Heat for 2 turns. Scorching Heat when weather is day and heat. Defense down 40%. So that's actually a pretty big ability as well. And then attack one enemy 3 times, defense down. Okay. So this ability is kind of interesting because it moves it from an A3 to an A2. So having an A2 AoE ability that's doing burn damage, because Lancelot's ability, I keep calling him Lot, and then there's a different character named Lot, which is just confusing. Lancelot's ability is on his A3, so when you're cycling through abilities, there'll be those chances where they're not hitting their A3 because too many champions are hitting it and we don't have enough vigor. So bringing in Gawain in here with his A2 rolling could be a benefit in that space. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to call that a big win. We're going to summon that before I accidentally sell it, because, you know, stranger things have happened. And then we'll move back over into Lake Avalon, see what we can do on the character front. So we got the normal summons out of the way. We got special summons to go through here. We are pretty far away from pity, so we're not guaranteed to get anything today, although it hasn't stopped us so far, so this is pretty good. Let's see if we can get lucky with 30 pulls. We'll hold on to the 2 and save them for a rainy day right out of the gate. Man, what is this luck? What is this luck? This is amazing. All right, we got a legendary. Vivian and Gilroy are the only 2 legendaries I can pull that I don't have. Merlin, I pretend you didn't say that. So that is a great pull. I'm trying to remember where his chivalry gets to, where he starts kind of really stepping up. But I think this is chivalry level 2 for me on my Merlin. So that's pretty good. And we did get his flame relic. Yeah, we're on chivalry level 1. We did get his flame relic. So we have a couple different ways we can build him now, which is pretty exciting. So welcome to Team Merlin. We're going to enhance you a little bit there. Pretty good luck on that, just going straight to legendary. All right. Hopefully we can get more than one rare, although we've been pretty fortunate, so I can't really complain too much. I would love to get Rosier just finished off with all of her chivalries, and then there's a couple. Hey, look. That is awesome. I love it when I say that, and she just pops up. Hey, I'm right here. Perfect. Welcome to the team. We need 3 more copies of her, actually, and then we'll be dialed in for that. And then we're starting to move through some of the other rares. Speaking of Bodwin and Accolone and some of those other rares, we're trying to do another single rare, but we kind of deserved it. Let's see here. We got Frederick over there. So, and again, a couple of these guys that I haven't got. So hopefully we can move their chivalries up and get to a place where they're all maxed out. So we jump over into the shard shop. We've got Bedivere on the daily. We got Claudius on the weekly. And then these other champions here. I don't have enough to purchase a legendary yet, but I could pick up 3 different rares. So if I really wanted to focus on Bodwin or Clementine, I don't know about any of the other ones, but I could actually pick those up and start working towards their chivalries. For the time being, I'm going to stack these up because I would like to get Vivian and Gilroy if they happen to trickle through here, and I'm not quite there yet. On the relics, we do have 54,000 points here, so we could pick up a legendary. I think it is super dirty. I'm pretty confident that's the one she starts with, that you can buy those in here. I just feel like that's shady, Netmarble. That's shady. Again, my solution here, because I was thinking about it, is like, oh, well, if you took those out, then you're going to have twice or 33% better chance of getting the one you want. But you could reduce the pool by 33% and keep the same exact odds, but not try to trick people into spending these on things they don't need. So that's kind of my solution to it. I think they should do it. Hopefully, there's an upgrade coming in today. Maybe they do it today. I've been complaining about it for a while. I don't think they're watching my videos, though. On the exchange for shards, we can go in here, select all. It won't actually put the shards in here of the champions. Like, let's say I needed 5 of this character to get to chivalry level 10. It won't take the extra 2 and move them over here until I fully chivalry that champion, which is a little unfortunate because it takes a lot of gold to do that. So, you know, I'll get in there and do that. But we're going to go ahead and get 205 tokens for these guys here, so we can exchange that, which is pretty cool. That little red message always gets me like, oh, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? So yeah, just making sure on that end, and we'll move over to the relics. I think we only got the maybe one or two new relics today. But this one, they will pull them all over here and sell through, except for the ones that you haven't. If you click that box, if you click the box, it won't pull over the ones that you haven't actually summoned yet. So that's pretty good. Man, we pulled a lot of relics today. Didn't realize. Yeah, it was actually quite a few now that I'm thinking about it. Because we had 20 on the frost and I think 30 on the storm and the flame. So it's probably 80 relics we pulled today. That's pretty big time. And then we're going to go in here, and Lots is over there, and Hector's is staying behind. I did actually pull Lots back over here because I want to see how many tokens you actually get for it. But we're getting 9,000 for all these, so that's pretty good. And I think it was 10,000 more points that you get for moving that over. 10,500. So if you think about that, and you accidentally bought Clarison's for 52,000 and then you sold it for a fifth the price, that would feel pretty gnarly. Like that, that'd be pretty messed up. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna exchange that one over there. So 10,000 points is pretty good for a repeat relic there. Did it not do it? Did I hit cancel? I got nervous. The red message made me nervous. All right. There we go. So we're up to 76,000, so we can almost buy 2. Well, not quite. We're halfway to our second legendary relic when something comes into the pool that we want to get. If you want to check out where you're sitting with relics, The best way I've found is if you click on the relic down here, and I think it doesn't even matter. Yeah, these little dots down here are what you have. So it shows you all the relics you have for each champion. So on the rares, as we go through, like I have almost all of the rare champions relics, and I'm pretty sure across the board, and now with Hector, somewhere back here is Hector. Let's go see if we can find him. There he is. It is Hector. Okay, good. And then we got his Storm relic today. So now we've got that guy there. But as we scroll through here, you can see like I've stacked up all those relics on the account. I like having it just because you never know, like as content comes into the game, there might be some weird mechanic on one of these relics that allow you to get through that content or kind of take advantage of a combination of people or something like that. So I think it's good to have it on the account. A lot of folks out there have a different opinion where they're like, hey, I just want to sell everything I'm not going to use, which is fair. I mean, I've been playing for 2 months. I've stacked up all those relics, and later on, if you sell them, you could buy back the ones that you find that you need or want on the account. But I am a collector at heart, so I want all the relics, I want all the chivalries, I want all the things. But you can see here with Clementine, I have an opportunity. Gareth, Bodwin, trying to see here. Frederick, I got an opportunity there. And I want to say Kay, somebody, one of the bigger, Turin, I don't have her flame relic. And I think that's it. So on the rares, like I've stacked up almost all of the rare relics, and I'm pretty sure Hector's was the last one I needed for the uncommons and commons. So we're starting to make some pretty good headway there. Almost have all of our choices. On the legendaries, we're starting to get a few here and there. We got Sergius, 2 of his. We've got Morgan, just need that Storm relic. Nika Frost relic, I heard, is actually really good, especially in arena with some massive heals coming in. It's really hard to get through her and her team. I think she was doing heals of like 17,000 or something crazy, which is pretty cool. Don't really need Sergius's Frost relic because it seems to me like the Flame relic is where it's at. But it would be pretty cool. Wouldn't mind getting Bedavirs, but I never see anybody using anything other than Frost, so I think that is his best. But it would be kind of cool to get some other opportunities, especially building him as a damage dealer. If I did come up against a negative affinity such as Podar Sanctuary, maybe one of those other relics would work for me in that space. Anya, the Flame relic is missing there, but I think the Storm and Frost tend to be her best on that. And then Iwrit, I have all 3 of her relics, so that's actually pretty cool. Because she is absolutely a beast. Does a lot of damage. I think all 3 of her relics are completely usable. So I do want to spend a little more time actually working on her and getting her dialed in. Going to my Merlin, we'll see about our Chivalry. I'm pretty confident I don't have enough gold. Oh, we're only on Chivalry level 2. So it's taking 35,000 of my 80,000, 90,000 gold. And we're going to pick up effect accuracy plus 10%. That's going to help him land his crowd control with his freezes and everything else. So that's actually going to be a pretty substantial gain. I think it is this guy here. Yeah, at the start of value, 100% chance to inflict Phoenix Ashes or Frozen Remains on random enemy. So that's going to be, I'm assuming, depending on which relic he's holding, Phoenix Ashes, 100% chance to heal the attacker by 13%, 100% chance to grant the attacker attack increase, and a 90% chance to charge the attacker's attack gauge by 30%. So that would be pretty good attack gauge manipulation going on with combining him with Morgan or Sergius. Even Gillian, I think on her A1, has some of that ability as well to do some attack gauge manipulation. But I think that is going to be a pretty big win. And then the Frozen Remains is 100% chance for damage taking increase and dot immunity for 2 turns, as well as 90% for that attack gauge. So the dot immunity could be a big benefit for Gorgos if you're trying to avoid those dots, as well as in some of the dungeons. You get a lot of dots stacking up on you, so that would be a great way to do some crowd control and prevent some of that extra damage coming in. But I think that's about what I got for you today. I'm going to jump over into the favorite dungeons, get Bedivere set up for one more awakening this go round, and then wait for the reset and see what happens. But I appreciate you sticking with me all the way to the end. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. It means the world to me. And I look forward to seeing you next time.